Okay. Hi guys. Even though there's like 3 people here. Okay, there's 7 people now. Don't be too shy on the commenting, So I want to get started in the book. So okay, all the comments. I was like, where is everyone? You know, YouTube loads so slow or stranger. So hi guys. This is the live stream for my book club, the Solstice Book Club, for It Happened One Summer. This is just the first book. So for my book club, every month is a different genre, and I'll try not to repeat the same genre twice. So like this month was a romance, next month won't be a romance. Next month is a horror, and it is The Last House on Needle Street, and then a month after that is a sci-fi upgrade by Blake Crouch. I read a lot of genres, and like I know that everyone who subscribes to me doesn't read, all the exact same genres I read. So I want to do like a live stream for everyone. So like I don't want to just have like one focused book club. Like I don't want to just be like smut because not everyone likes smut. I don't want to just do horror because not everyone likes horror. And I also want to give people a chance to branch out into new genres. So I think, you know. So in June, reread It Happened One Summer, and y'all are gonna hate me. First, tell me if you've read this book. If you read this book with me, what did you rate it? And then once I see the ratings, I'll tell you guys what I rated. I mean, you can always go and check Goodreads. I put a whole review up on there. I don't like to be like the kind of person who's like, I'm gonna just like give like surprise everyone. So I need to write my reviews exactly when I'm thinking of them. Like exactly, you DNF'd it. Okay, okay. When did you DNF it? I want to know because I almost DNF'd it if it wasn't my book club book. 2 stars. Can you give it 4 out of 5 stars? Can you? You're the only one so far. I can't believe we made Miss Dash Dash read a romance book. Yeah, but I didn't like this. I gave it 3 stars. I thought this book was really fucking boring. So if you happen to be here and you don't know what this book is about, this is a romance book by Tessa Bailey, who I love Tessa Bailey's Fix Her Up series. I can't really call Tessa Bailey a favorite author because I haven't really read that many books of hers. And I have that rule where I have to read 3 books of yours in order for you to be considered a favorite author, not in a series. So technically, I've only read like one series by her. And by this series, she's not about to be a favorite. I can tell you that right now. But yeah, I like books with plot. Yeah, so I thought I would have liked it too, but I need to put up my camera. Hold on. I usually do this before my live streams, but um, yeah, I thought I would have liked it too. But I like books that have plot. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is how I feel exactly. This is exactly how I feel. Like this is exactly how I feel. Like I loved it in the beginning. I must call her Alexis. Let me explain what the book's about, just in case someone doesn't know. I don't know who wouldn't know or why you wouldn't know. But It Happened One Summer is a romance book by Tessa Bailey. It is based off the TV show Schitt's Creek. Alexis' character specifically is about this rich, spoiled white girl who gets broken with, and she just throws like this really crazy, massive party, and it ends up getting her arrested. So her stepdad, who's a producer, sends her to go live in the town that her mom and dad met, which is Westport. And she ends up meeting this fisherman, and they fall in love, and character development, romance, blah 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 blah. One ironic thing though is if you guys have been watching my past live streams, you would know that I'm obsessed with living in Seattle right now. And so I didn't know that this book, like I knew it took place in Westport, but I didn't know like that was like a real place that she was put in. Like I thought it was gonna be like Westport, like some random state. When I was looking at places to live in Washington, I had came across Westport without even knowing that, and I just think that that's very like interesting. But like nobody cares anyway. So back to Miss Dash Dash's comment. So I really liked this book in the beginning, and it's not even that they started liking each other too quickly, which they did, but it's just like I didn't care for Brendan. I didn't care for him, and I feel like I feel like that might be controversial. I also don't think I care for grumpy like guys. Like I thought I loved grumpy guys, but like the way that like authors write them. Also, he says something like kind of misogynistic in his book, and then it was kind of like a joke out of it. But like, I don't recall him ever being like, "Haha, I don't think that way anymore." When he was like, "Oh yeah, like we don't allow women on our boats." And I was like, okay, but yeah, it's like I just didn't care for their romance. Like I thought it was like fine. I didn't really care for Brennan, like the whole grumpy thing. I think it's just I should have read this book last summer when it came out. I do want to read Hook, Line, and Sinker. I feel like I'm gonna love that book. I feel like that's gonna be a 5-star read, even though everyone hates that book. But it's just like this is a 400-page book, almost a 400-page book, and there's no slow burn. They literally get together before even halfway through the book. The book is why is the book almost 400 pages? They're doing nothing in this book. This book literally could have been like 298 pages. Why is it almost 400? And like, granted, there is like a chapter from Hook, Line, and Sinker in it, and there's a bonus scene at the end. No, wait, no. There's just the Hook, Line, and Sinker. So we'll just say, let's just for a second say this book is 185 pages. That's still too fucking long. Like, I just felt like I don't understand what everyone loves about this book, and I hate to be that person, but it's like it's boring. And I did like the character development, but this is a romance book. Like I'm not reading it for just the characters, you know. Like I'm reading it because I mean, I guess the way I read different genres is very different. Like I don't read thrillers for characters, you know. Um, yeah, I agree. It was meant at best. Like I don't read thrillers for characters. Like I don't go into a thriller thinking I'm gonna find my favorite character in the entire world because thrillers aren't really written for that. And like, yeah, romances do have like good characters and good character development, and I do love Piper. I literally forgot her name. I do love Piper. Like in the beginning, I thought she was funny. A lot of people found her really annoying. I thought she was funny. I love the spoiled girl trope. It is like my favorite thing ever. I love the town in this book. I love the side characters. I love like how like everyone in the town like felt like a family. Like there's so many things I loved about this book, and yet it just felt really really flat. Like the romance was like Miss Dash said, the romance happened way too quickly, and it was boring. Like for three, like literally, once I got to like page 200, I was like, okay, okay. Let me think though, because I think they actually get together by page 200. But they were like, I thought she was hilarious. Like her, I thought she was like hilarious. Like her facial expressions that she would like, the way that Tessa Bailey wrote out her facial expressions was like really, really good. Yes, that's what it is. Like I was just reading her day life, and I'm like, girl, I do not care. I do not care. And then it's like the relationship happened so fast. There was like no slow burn, and I'm not expecting a freaking Mariana Zapata novel. But if you're gonna give me nearly the Mariana Zapata novel length, you might as well just go all the way and give me a Mariana Zapata novel. Like I personally, for me, I don't care about romance books once the characters get together. Sorry. And that's not even my fault. It's because most authors, like when characters get together, they lose their spark. I will say in Kiss the Sky, that book is like the best written, like characters being together book that I've read because they never lost their spark. It's like they just fell in love all over again. Like they have that banter still. Whereas in most novels, once they get together, the spark that they had before they got together is just gone. Like authors don't know how to keep that steady. Um, yeah, I like the characters, but I need more than just me liking a character for a book. Like I'm a book and I mean I'm a character and plot person, and I don't expect all romances to have a good plot. But if you're going to be nearly 400 pages, then have a plot that's going to keep me interested. You know what I'm saying? Like if this book was like 200 pages, I probably would have not 200. If this book was like 200 and like okay, we'll say 300 because nobody writes a 200-page book. This isn't Katie Roberts. Okay, this book was like 300 books, like 305. This book was like 305 pages. I probably would have gave it 4 or 5 stars. But because there's an extra 180 pages with nothing going on, I didn't care. Like at this point, like I at one point I did think I was gonna give it 5 stars, but then the book kept going. Well, not 5 stars. Nothing. Thought I was gonna get 4 stars, and then the book just kept going and going and going. And I was like, when does it end? I'm getting bored now. I will say the smut was good. There were some lines in here that were cringy. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of like, why was that written? But that's because I'm so used to reading like Kindle Unlimited books that like the way that they write out, the way that published book and Kindle Unlimited books write out smut is so different because like I also don't know why in books they can't just say the word. Like why can't they just be like he put his bleep bleep in my bleep bleep? You know what I'm trying to say? Why do they gotta be like he put his candlestick in my coconut? Why do they have to say things like that in smut books? Why? Could we be adults here? So it's just like, but in Kindle Unlimited books, they get closer to at least saying the words, whereas in traditionally published books, they just sound like a mom trying to explain to her child what sex is. Like, I'm not gonna hold this book up to you. I don't know why I held the book up for like 12 minutes and why I was holding it up for so long, but I'm not holding it up anymore. No, like it literally was like he's so hot, but he's so mean. I hate it. Tried to give us like hate to love, but then like quickly went away. And I was just like, if you're gonna do it, then do it. No, yeah, like they literally was like they met each other. They was like, I hate you, and then like 5 pages later, she was trying to flirt with him. Granted, okay, I love that for her. And then like next thing you know, they're like making out, and I'm like, huh? Also, side note, I love Hannah, and I love that this book has good sibling relationships because me and my sister, me and my siblings are really, really close. We have good sibling relationships. So I hate when in books like the siblings always hate each other, which I do understand that like me and my siblings being close, like me and my sister being as close as we are, isn't normal. But I'm so tired of seeing siblings that hate each other. Why do we have to do this over and over again? If you like romance books, I would say give it a try. If you want to get into romance books or smut, I would say give it a try. Give it a try. I would say give it a try. Now, don't if you hate the book, don't go around telling people that might have told you to read it. But just try it out for yourself. I can't really tell you. Listen, I love possessiveness. I don't care. I have no morals in real life in books. I'll eat a possessive trope up. But yeah, I had no problems with that. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely would be that girl. I definitely would be that girl. Kenya, me and Jocelyn would talk about this. Tessa Bailey can't dress. Tessa Bailey in the Fix Her Up because this has been something that I have been wanting to talk about since I read Fix Her Up. Tessa Bailey cannot dress to save her life, and I'm gonna need her to stop describing what her characters are wearing. And the final book in the Fix Her Up series, she described what a character was wearing, and I was like, "This is atrocious." Let's start a petition for Tessa Bailey to stop describing what her characters are wearing because it's sick. It's sick. There's no there's no other way to describe it other than sick. Yeah, I get books based off vibes. It's just like I love the vibes, but I didn't love the romance book. Like if I'm reading a romance, I got to eat the romance up, and I wasn't eating this romance up. Trust me, if I loved the romance, I would have given it 5. Fool Me Once by Ashley Winstead. I read that book this month. I loved it. The tropes was amazing. It is really political heavy. Didn't give a fuck because the romance was so perfect. Gave it 5 stars. So as long as I love the romance, I'm gonna give it 5 stars, 4 or 5 stars. Didn't care for the romance. I guess that's what I have to say. Did not give a single damn about this romance. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. What is this? What is this dress? The sailor's dress. Tessa Bailey, please stop writing out your character's outfits. I personally can't do this anymore. And then we're supposed to believe that she's a fashion icon, that she's an Instagram icon. Maybe if this was 2009 and we were talking about Ashley, whatever the frick her name is from Disney Channel, maybe. But no grown woman is wearing the things that she describes. Yes, definitely read Fool Me Once. Love Fool Me Once. Hate it in my dreams. I hold a knife. I'm actually DNFing it, and I made a rant review on my channel for my channel memberships. But you don't want to subscribe to my channel memberships. I'll be giving you a little. You can also read my Goodreads review of it, and then I'll be obviously talking about it in my wrap up. But yeah, read for me once because it was. But you might not like the main character. A lot of people. I was like reading the book. I'm eating it up. I'm kicking my feet, giggling. I'm like, hee hee. The romance is so good. I go and read the reviews. Everybody's like 2 stars. I hate the main character. I was like, oh, I love the main character. And then also I will say that the main character did cheat on like her love interest, not in the book, because it's second chance romance. And it technically wasn't cheating, but if you don't like cheating, I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Here come the bots, y'all. Just ignore the damn bots. Don't say anything. Anyways, so why must we do this? But yeah, Tessa Bailey in her author's note wrote that she in her acknowledgments, which now I don't read acknowledgments, but a good way to get me to read the acknowledgments is to put the acknowledgments in the front. Because I might read a little bit, and I did. I did read a little bit. So she basically said that this was her escape during the great quarantine of 2022, and that blah blah blah. The book always puts the first person on my heart, and basically she wrote this during quarantine. I'm not about to read all that. Now you need to leave. The main character in that book, Gabe, she was hilarious. She's obviously like childish, but she was hilarious. There's a lot of drama in that book, but this is not the Fool Me Once live stream. Okay, so let me stop talking about this book. But I love the locals as well. I love the town. Like I love like the atmosphere and the setting. It's just the romance. It's just the romance, and for that I have to deduct it. -2 stars because I can't read a romance book and I don't like the romance. Like if this was like a fantasy book and like I love. Okay, let's talk about. I hate to keep talking about other books, but it's a good way to what y'all know what I'm trying to say. So I'm reading The Way of Kings, and like obviously Brandon Sanderson couldn't write a romance to save his life. I feel like he could with his like placements, but for some reason he doesn't want to try at all. He hates romance, I think. Although he could write a really good romance based off his astrology placements alone, whatever. So Brandon Sanderson, The Way of Kings. I'm loving the book. I'm almost done. I actually have one, like, probably, like, I'm going to finish the book tonight. We have an hour left. So, like, I'm eating the book up. I love the characters in the atmosphere, but, like, there are things like I'm bored. But I'm probably going to give the book 5 stars because I love the characters so much. Which, whoa, who is she? Y'all know that's not me. Y'all know not the kind of person I am. But see, I don't always read the acknowledgement. This is probably the first acknowledgement I've read in the past 20 years. I'm not gonna lie. I just so happened to read it. So maybe it was like I had to read it for something. I don't know. Maybe so I can keep in mind this book was written during quarantine because of the terrible way she was dressed. But yeah, I don't really read acknowledgement front or back of the book, but I am more inclined to read it in the front. No, yeah, because in the Southern Book Club Guide to Slaying Vampires. Yeah, he put an author's note in the beginning, and I read that. Also, this ink paper, I never noticed how pretty this ink paper was. Oh, I want to reread this. I love this book. This is just a great book. And, everyone hates the Final Girl Support Group, but I like that book too. So. Also, so tell me why. I love how this is like supposed to be a book club live stream, and I'm like, we're just gonna not talk about the book for a little bit. But tell me why, Riley Sager's new book came out, and I wrote a review for it on Goodreads. I agree. I wrote a review for it on Goodreads, right? And it wasn't really a review. I was just, when I'm excited about a book, I usually would like write a review because you can write a review for something if you haven't read it as long as you mark it as want to read. So I'll usually like with when Holly Black announced the Oaks books, let's just say, because I forgot what the books are called. When she announced Oak books, first of all, I already knew about it before I had the Stone Air. I already knew about it before I had a cover before she even announced it. So I had wrote a review like, oh my gosh, can't wait. Then when she announced the cover, I went back and I wrote, oh my gosh, we have a cover. So I usually will review, like I'll write how I feel about a book. So before Riley Sager's new book came out, I said, oh well, I'm probably not gonna like this book, but I hate myself and I keep reading his books because they sound interesting. So then I watched McKay's reading vlog on House Across the Lake. He had a spoiler. It was shit. It was dumb. It was stupid. So I went back and I said I will not be reading this book. I watched McKay's vlog just to update, my people who like my reviews, right? Some girl, that's rude because I don't know if this is a girl or not, but some person wrote on my review, so you're gonna write a review for a book you never read. I was like, I didn't read it. And they were like, so you wrote a review. So out of spite, I started reading A House Across the Lake so I can give it 2 stars because she also badly wants me to write a review and rate it. Also, I went on her page and she rates every book 4 or 5 stars, which is fine, but that lets me know that you don't read critically, which is also fine. But like, leave me alone. So I opened the book up. What the fuck is the like? There's a quote from Taylor Swift's book. I mean Taylor Swift's song, "No Body, No Crime," which like Taylor Swift, that's my girl. That's my girl. But if you start a book off with a quote from a song, I automatically can't take you seriously. I had to stop reading the book. I DNF'd it on page 1. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Exactly. Riley Sager is the devil, actually. I'm so excited for Oak's book. I predicted this. Like 3, 4, 5 years ago. I predicted this. I literally remember there was a live stream I did when The Queen of Nothing was coming out. The Wicked King had just came out. It was a live stream. It was like me, Brittany, Jake, a bunch of other booktubers, and I remember saying like I could see her making a Oak book. I am a prophet. I don't know what to tell you guys. I am a prophet. First of all, how do you listen to an acknowledgement against your will during the audiobook? Just skip over it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, he almost had me, but I watched everyone else's reviews. And you know what? I was going to read the book out of spite, but I said, I don't hate myself, okay? I don't hate myself that much. Like, I'm sorry, but to start your book off with a quote from a Taylor Swift song, like I said, Taylor Swift's my girl. But this is not a dark romance novel. Why are you starting a book off? That's like what the shadows between us when the book started off with a Damien Salvatore quote. That's when I knew that book was going to be 2 stars. And it was. And it was. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. I have no clue into what this comment was in reference to. But yeah, I wish I would have read it before. I wish I would have waited until I see everyone's review. But it's like not even then because I would have been like, I want to see for myself. So let's just be glad that I'm not one of those people who bought a special edition or 3 or 4. Because Holly Black's not my favorite author. I try to tell people she may have wrote my favorite series. She may have wrote my all-time favorite series, but she is not my favorite author. I've read the Dark that series, DNF it. I've read. Oh, maybe she was watching this and can't skip the acknowledgments. Oh yeah. Okay. Usually I just like honestly I'll start a book and I'll just skip like if I'm on Libby, I'll like press start on the thing and then I'll go prologue if there's a prologue or like chapter 1. Honestly, but you, Aaliyah, clearly are smarter than me because there's this one Stephen King book. Oh, Stephen King books. He always has like a forward. First of all, you're still alive. What do you have a forward for? Anyways, so I'll skip his forwards, and sometimes you probably shouldn't. But I mean, hey, I love how this is a book club, but also it wouldn't be my honest book club if we didn't talk about absolutely everything. Like it would just be a boring regular book club. Like it's no fun book club if I actually have to sit here and talk about the book. Anyways, I just want to remind you guys that we are reading The Last House on Needless Street. I probably will be reading this book within the first few weeks of this month. I say as I wish I could show you guys my TBR. This is half of my TBR. The other half is 10 more books. And this is my physical TBR. You guys should see my freaking, I can actually just show you. This is my ebook and audio TBR, which is also like what, another 10 books? That's 13 books. This is not including the books that I might add in there. The books like I cannot stray this one. I cannot trying to focus on reading books that I own and just getting through books that I own, but also like I have to have an audiobook, I have to have an ebook. But okay, you loved it. That's good. You're gonna reread it. I mean, you better be here next month, Malia. If I don't see anybody else, I better see you because you've already read it. That's all I have to say. Next month, July 31st at 6 p.m., you better be here. Nobody else, but you better be here since you've already read it, just so you know. First of all, Kenya, why are we reading Colin Hoover? Also, guys, a few weeks ago, I found out that Kenya's like 17, and I think that's absolutely insane. That's nothing to do with anything, but I want to let you guys all know that. But it's insane to me. Anyways, The Last House on Neely Street, we'll be reading. I have started this book and I just didn't finish it. Oh, I made it to page 9, according to my bookmark. But I'll be reading this because I'm doing a reading vlog. Well, I'm doing multiple reading vlogs. So I'm doing one reading vlog where I read Gabby's thrillers because I need to get some thrillers off my bookshelf. So most of the thrillers that I've owned, I've already read. So I'm working on my thriller shelf. So basically, Kenya does this thing where every month she does a reading vlog where she tries to get like books off her bookshelf, like books she doesn't think she'll ever read, and so she reads them for a vlog. And so I want to do the same, but instead of doing the exact same thing, I want to make a different fun vlog for every single book. So for my thrillers, I'm going to be reading 5. First of all, I'm reading 3 thrillers that Gabby has liked, and then I'm reading a vlog where I have to read a Sarah Dessen book and a Christian Hannah book. I wonder if you guys will figure out what it is just based off of these. And then I have 3 more books in the same vlog, so I'm reading 5 books in this vlog. And then I'm reading I'm gonna finally do a dark academia reading vlog where I read The Last Magicians, If We Were Villains, and Vita Nostra. So I just gonna put out some fun vlogs. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to stop watching her videos because I was like, girl, what the hell are you? What does she be reading? Also, let me know. Do you guys think it'll be fun if, for The Last House on Neely Street, I do like reading sprints for the book club? Like we do like The Last House on Neely Street reading sprints? Because I was watching Katie from Katie Colson's vlog where she read House of Leaves, which I think I might read, so I'm going to put that in my TBR pile. I'm not putting any more books in my TBR pile. Please, guys, don't let me do this. But I'm going to try to read House of Leaves, and she did a reading vlog where she read it, and I just thought, I feel like I could read this. Oh, I could definitely read this. Watch I start it, and I'm like, eh. But I think it'll be fun to do reading sprints for specific books. We did that with the Hotties, and that was kind of fun, so I want to do that again. I love how you're what, 19 now? That's crazy. No, I was so flabbergasted. She's I think she posted a high school picture, and I was 17. I thought Kenya was a grown woman with a grown-up job and responsibilities. She's literally a child. Talk about but in my defense, most of my subscribers are the ages of 18 to 24. So I kind of just assume all my subscribers are that age, even though it surprises me when people that are actually teenagers watch my channel. Even though I don't really consider 17 a teenager, even though it is, but it's just they're grown teenagers. I don't know. Okay, but anyways, Miss Dasher tried to direct this back. But I'm just reminding y'all, let me know, should we do The Last House on Neely Street reading sprints? I rated the book 3 stars. Um, I think there's like 2 people so far who rated it like 4 or 5 stars. Um, but yeah, the love interest. Okay, I like grumpy characters. I don't know if I like grumpy characters actually. Like I thought I liked grumpy characters, but do I like grumpy characters? Because the grumpy characters that I've been reading in romance books, I'm kind of like, this man was kind of mean and kind of annoying. It's not even that they're mean; they're annoying. Like you're being mean to this girl because she's spoiled for what has she done to you? Oh, because her life, she was like her life is better than yours. Like I can understand if Brendan was like a man of color or something like that, but you're a white man. You're mad at the system. Don't be mad at Piper, okay? Come on now. Okay, yes. So we'll do reexperience. I want to read this book. I don't know how to read experience for it though. We'll just see. Because I do. I want to get to this book soon. Because I also want to read her book Sundial. Oh my god! I almost just killed myself. That's insane. That's insane. But I've been thinking about putting this book club on Fable, but I also don't know how to do that. And then like I don't know. I'm lazy. I think. What show, Kenya? Um, no. Wait. Sorry, I read the question wrong. I haven't read it already. I do plan on reading it, and I think I'm actually gonna like it. I think I'm gonna be like the only person in the world who like likes the book. Although recently I've been seeing that people like the book. Like when the book first came out, everyone was giving it like 2 and 3 stars. But then there are people who usually read critically. I don't know. People who usually rate things differently than me. Oh, the summer I turned pretty. What did you say anything about the summer I turned pretty? What the hell? Just go ahead and watch the TV show first because the TV show is a lot different than the book in a good way. Like I like the no, I didn't. I rated the book 2 stars. Love the TV show. Cried. Actually, in my reading vlog that I'm uploading, if it will ever upload, because I've uploaded this video 5 times, and it's a 55-minute video, and for some reason it only accounts 30 to 40 minutes of the video. But I watch it and I review a bunch of TV shows. Actually, in my wrap up for the month, I'm gonna try something new where I talk about the TV shows and movies that I watch because I love to consume media as a whole. So I really want to talk about TV shows and movies that I like and watch. So I'm gonna be talking about that at the end of my videos. Yeah, I haven't heard good things about Hook, Line, and Sinker, but recently, like I want to say within like at least the vlogs that I've been watching, honestly, the TikTok girl is now I think about it, really like it. So now I'm kind of like, yes, I am a Jeremiah stan. Oh my god, I used to be a Conrad stan. I was a well, I wasn't even a stan. I was a Conrad girl. I liked Conrad when I read the books. And I talk about this in my reading vlog, but my reading vlog, I think the reading vlog that I'm uploading isn't even going to go up for like another week. It's supposed to go up on the 5th. If, like, because I'm going to film 2 rant reviews and my wrap up. So who knows when this vlog will go up, but it's going to go up at some point. But anyways, so I talk about it in my vlog, but it's something about a man whore. I used to love that trope on my Wattpad days. So, like, I eat that trope up still. But it's something about a guy who's a man whore. And first of all, Jeremy's bi. Point one already. Man whore. Point two. The scene where he was talking about Belly and he was like, yeah, that's my future wife. Point three. Right there. It's just like he kind of just let Belly do his thing. He was like, yeah, I'm in love with her. I'm gonna let her do her thing. She don't come to me on her own terms. But yeah, Zone plan on it. She definitely sabotaged Jeremiah in the 3rd book. I never read it, but I went to go buy the hardcover set. First of all, actually, I didn't go to buy the hardcover set. I had like no money, but I was cleaning out my Amazon wish list just because I like to clean out my Amazon wish list. Because opinions change. I don't want the same books all the time. Clean it out because I want some birthday gifts. Okay, so I want to make sure that the birthday gifts are books I'm gonna read, so I don't waste anybody's money. My birthday isn't for another month. I'm a Virgo. Leave me alone. let's not talk about the way I do things. So I saw. First of all, I was waiting for the hardcovers to come out because I think they will look really cute next to the other books that are owned by Jenny Han. The hardcovers are already sold out. I also don't even know if I want the hardcovers because they're so thin. I think they're gonna look weird next to All the Boys I Love You For. Also, Jenny Han needs to start naming her series. Oh my gosh, I love The Summer I Turned Pretty was just such a fun show. Oh, not people be spotting her. Also, Miss Dash Dash, have you watched any interviews? This is gonna sound so weird. I'm so sorry. This is gonna sound so weird. But I watched this interview and the chemistry that she had with the guy who plays her brother, like Belly, and the chemistry she has with the guy, like I feel like they like each other, which I hate that because let's not talk about what's the ugly place when people kept shipping Alex and Justin and they dated like in real life. It was like really weird. I feel like they should make a rule where like people who play siblings shouldn't date each other. But I was watching this interview and it definitely seemed like they had a crush on each other and it was very weird. But nobody else pointed it out, so it could just be me. But I love the show, like the summery vibes, like going to the pool, like having the parties and doing karaoke, like just like the Jeep, driving in the car, like the beach stuff, like everything about it, the summer vibes, like even working at a country club, like I love that plot line in teen dramas when like the characters work at a country club or they're like at a country club, like now 210 used to do it all the time, and I think a season of Gossip Girl. I haven't rewatched Gossip Girl, but like I'm pretty sure a season of Gossip Girl. Well, yeah, that would make sense because in this in Cruel Summer, like the plot line, like everything had already been wrapped up in the ending. My thing is, I'm just gonna figure out how are they gonna make it into a second season if it's gonna be good. Also, I need to still finish Only Murders in the Building. I realized. I don't finish a lot of things actually. No, because not Jeremiah, sorry, Conrad had multiple moments. Let's talk about that. It's not Jeremiah's fault that he kept fumbling the bag. Because Belly went to go talk to him about the kiss, and he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was drunk. Fumbled the bag. He kept fumbling the bag, not Jeremiah. The only time Jeremiah fumbled the bag was that one scene at the end when they did the dance. And I think, honestly, that was a little bit out of character for my boy. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I think the guy who plays Conrad has a girlfriend now, and that makes me upset. I don't even know how old he is, so I feel like I shouldn't say that. He's a little funny looking, but he's cute. Honestly, everyone besides like Billy is a little funny looking. But I also let's talk about how in the summer I turned pretty. Like me reading the book, I was like, this book is just her, like every guy being in love with her, and like, I mean, you go, girl. I'm so glad they also made her Asian instead of making her white because I think that's one reason why I hated the book because I know Jenny Han is an Asian woman. So when I was reading the Summer I Turned Pretty and the characters on the book were white, I was like, I don't give a fuck about these white people. But now that I know that they're Asian, I will say my only gripe is why do they have a white dad? Why did y'all give them a white dad? Because like we already got to All the Boys I Love Before and they got a white dad. So why did the Summer I Turned Pretty have to have a white dad too? No, I didn't even like I Know What You Did Last Summer, the movies. I only like the second movie, and that's because of Brandy's in it, and she did a great job. And like, yay, black girls. But yeah, I hate the I Know What You Did Last Summer movie. I think it sucks. As a horror fan, I think it's ass. Even though like they did so much, and it's like everyone loves it, and like whatever. I think it sucks. I think it's a terrible movie. I'm not gonna lie, and you can't make me believe. Okay, I didn't like Taylor at first because the AAVE was fucking atrocious. But Homegirl has a nice body. I will give her that. But towards the end, I did start to like her. I felt like the AAVE died down a lot between like episode one between her first time there and her second time there. When she showed up for the volleyball tournament, that's when I was like, okay, the AAVE was I was like, okay, the AAVE is like not there. But not the silence. I just knew that I was not gonna be able to talk about this damn book for an hour. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how they talk about a singular book for an hour. Like that is so crazy to me. I feel like also I watched The Summer I Turned Pretty with some of some people who are subscribed to me. I don't know if you guys checked my Discord, but well, Jeremiah shouldn't have sucked. But also, Belly was doing a bit too much. Also, fuck Taylor, fuck Belly, fuck all of them. Let's talk about the black girl. I forgot her name. Let's talk about her. I loved her. Now, what she did to Belly and Taylor towards the end was messed up. It was very mean girl of them. But I don't know what to say. It was really messed up. But I personally really liked her character. Like I thought when we first were introduced to her, I was like, no, please do not make this black girl the mean girl. Like, because we actually have a black girl. Like, she's not mixed, she's not light skinned. Not saying people who are light skinned are black, but you know, she's not mixed, she's not light skinned. Like, we have a nice skin. Not, you know what I'm trying to say? We have because she's not dark skinned. We got a close enough to dark skinned black girl because we already don't get dark skinned black girls casted. And I thought that was about to make her. No, because it wasn't even Belly's fault. Like, let's just say that she got revenge on Belly for Conrad to hurt Conrad's feelings because nobody told her to be playing with her feelings. Like, you're stringing her along all summer for what? Making her think you like her for what? But Belly but also I can't even blame Belly. I can't even blame my girl. But yeah, Conrad's an idiot because you know everybody knew the deal when it was with Jeremiah. Like, y'all knew it was just something fun for the summer, just something fun for the girls for the summer. Like, y'all knew it was a one-time thing, nothing below the belt. Like, the scene where he was like grabbing her boob. Can we talk about that? That was very weird. Oh my gosh, hi. We're supposed to be talking about It Happened One Summer, but I love to talk, so book review time is over. I think we talked about It Happened One Summer. Like, there's really nothing much to talk about when it comes to a romance. I'm actually really, really excited to read The Last House on Neela Street because I heard there's a plot twist, and I'm really excited to like read Sundial as well. Like, I want to like this author. I want to be like, oh, like, you know, Grady Hendrix isn't my only favorite horror author. Also, let's talk about how like before last year, I wasn't really reading a lot of horror, and then all of a sudden, like I started reading a bunch of Stephen King and like a bunch of popular horrors. So I really want to get better into my horror bag. Like, I want to be able to recommend people horror books like that. But yeah, I'm also going to be reading A House of Leaves at some point. I don't know. Maybe I can read it today when I start. Maybe this will also be like my big book of the month. I don't know. I just feel like I could read this. I could 700 pages. I just feel like this won't be that hard for me because these are just numbers. So that's already 600 pages, and these are just pictures. I think I can do this, guys. I think I can. I think I can do it. But yeah, so you guys want to see my TBR for June, my physical TBR. So this is half my physical TBR. I have The Plot, which this author also wrote another thriller that I want to check out. Then I have Where the Truth Lies, Nightingale, Saying Anything, and then y'all saw these two. The Nightingale, Saying Anything are for a specific reading blog. I'm going to be reading 3 other reading blogs. I'm going to be reading a Peter Swanson book and a Colleen Hoover book for that vlog. So let's hope I don't kill myself. And then I have Yes. And then there's something else that irritated me. I think well, I already talked about it, but I love how like Miss Dash Dash is trying to keep this live stream together, and I'm like, let's talk about other stuff. Miss Dash Dash is like, let's talk about the book. Anyways, yeah. So I did not like this. I didn't hate the smut. Like the smut was good, but it's just like the way that they like talks, the way that the way that she talked, because Brendan was good, but like she wasn't matching his energy, you know. And I noticed that a lot of times um in like fan fiction or smut books, like the man he'll be saying like all these like he'll be saying like all this like good stuff for the girl, and then the girl is just like, oh yeah, and it's just like okay. But also, it's kind of like how porn is like kind of for men, so like women get nothing out of it really. Oh, the summer I turned pretty. Honestly, this could also be said for the summer I turned pretty because like when you said debutante, I'm like, oh, spoiled, but whatever. But yeah, when her mom was like, yeah, like everyone was trying so hard to convince me that Belly was like this tomboy-esque character. And like, yeah, she was, but considering we seen her when she turned pretty and she was kind of changing herself, I didn't get what they meant. Like they kind of was like telling us, they're like, oh, Belly's this kind of girl. Like her hair is messy. Her hair wasn't messy. It was just like, I don't know. They didn't do a good job on like, because I think like childhood Belly, like that was a good transition, but like Belly the summer before wasn't a good transition because it was just her wearing glasses. Also, let's talk about how Conrad being, let's talk about the younger them, like the year before, like how like they were supposed to be like so nerdy. All they did was throw glasses on Conrad. Gave Jeremiah a stupid haircut and not haircut, but they gave him like a stupid hairstyle and her brother a stupid hairstyle. Like this is supposed to signify that they're younger because they just look like a bunch of idiots. They literally look like a bunch of nerds. You're supposed to make me believe that within 1 year, Jeremiah went from preppy boy haircut to fuck boy haircut, and that's how he became a man whore. Like, he became a man whore within that way. Because I'm sorry, but if I was a teen girl and I saw Jeremiah, well, if I was a teen me, I definitely would have been obsessed with Jeremiah and Conrad. But anyway, so if I was a teen girl, Jeremiah, like his the summer before hairstyle, that wouldn't have man whore wouldn't have gave anything. You know what I'm saying? No, really talking about some infinity. And that scene when they were just sitting there playing checkers and she was doing that stupid dance, and then she still didn't know how to do the dance the next year. Come on now. I'm not. Come on now. Anyway, so this is our TBR. So I have the Queen of Blood. Apple spilled juice everywhere, and like I kind of cleaned it up, but it got all over my books. So some of my books are sticky, but little fires everywhere. Um, the Majesties, which is a thriller. Activation, degradation. This is just in my closet, so I'm trying to read the books that are like in my closet so I don't forget about them. And then I have the First Law trilogy. I don't know why this is here if I'm even gonna get to it. I think I'm gonna take this off my list for now because I just don't need a YA in my list, you know? It's the War of Two Queens and She Became the Sun. But yeah, that's my June TBR. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna start. I want to. I have so many vlogs I want to film and so many books I want to start off with. So I think I'm gonna start with my thrillers. Okay, I love my life. I really do. Apple's just like, girl, what are you doing? Okay, actually, Apple's just. And this is my sister's copy of Saint Anything. So she has like she loves this book. This is her favorite book, and it's just like all tabbed up. But yeah, okay, I'm probably gonna end this live stream. But remember that the Last House on Neela Street is they're ready to get off the bookshelf. But remember, the last house on the street is our pick for July. The live stream will be July 31st at 6 p.m. Unless I make it any later. But y'all better read the book. Okay, if you've already read the book, you better be there. And I'm gonna try to do reading sprints for the book specifically. But yes, thank you for joining my book club, and I'm gonna try to keep up with this one. I think I have a really good chance of keeping up with this book club simply because we're reading a different genre every month. So it's not like the Dark Academia one where like we were kind of running out of Dark Academia books to pick, and then I was kind of just like, what do we do now? So like if I'm gonna still do Dark Academia books, and like I just want to do like a bunch of different genres, so that way, like, because even with my fairy like book club, where I wanted to read fairy books, when I ran out of fairy books, I didn't know what to do with the book club. So I just want to keep it like, just keep like I don't know, keep it going basically. I don't want a reason to be like, well, what do I do if I run out of a book from this genre? And I want this book club to be something for people who like want to get into other genres. Like, say you like want to start reading thrillers, then you will read your first thriller with my book club, or you want to start reading romance, or you want to start reading horror or sci-fi or whatever. So I'm gonna keep the books. I'm gonna try my best to keep the books beginner friendly. So besides Babel, I'm sorry, Babel is the book club pick for September. I'm not changing my mind. Sorry, those are that Stephen King, and I didn't want to do that to y'all because we don't all need to read the N word 75 times. So Babel is the book club pick for September, but y'all don't have to worry about that. So, anyways, thank you for joining the live stream. I really love and appreciate you guys. I'm gonna go finish The Way of Kings. I should be done in like an hour, so stay tuned for my review of that. And then I should have a video going up Saturday, and I have like 3 videos pre-filmed, so we're all good for like the next like week or 2. So, thank you for joining. Join my Discord, and I'll try to do some reading sprints. Maybe this weekend, maybe I'll do like some chill Sunday reading sprints, like some Monday nights. But I talk too much. I'm sorry. Okay, goodbye. I'm ending it now.